I would like to see how this compares, though, to two things: to Google search ads, so Google ads, or to TikTok ads. Mostly because so many people, particularly Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and things like that, and even millennials, have historically not only used Google search, but also TikTok to search for things. So I'm going to be way more interested to see how does this compare to Google ads cost, especially the CPM, as well as TikTok ads. In this video, we're going to take a look at advertising being rolled out on ChatGPT. This is a new development as of February 2026, but I want you to be aware of it as a marketer. Most of you are not going to be able to use this right now, as it's, again, emphasis on being rolled out, and we'll get more into that. But you should be aware of what the options are, as other AI platforms are refusing to do ads at this time, but let's face it, we all know it's probably coming. So let's dive in. So first thing we're going to look at is ChatGPT itself. So I'm in my ChatGPT, and please notice I have the free version. So I'm actually going to start off by asking ChatGPT about this development. So I'm going to ask it first what it knows about it. Here we go. So here's a snapshot of what's happening with ads in ChatGPT. We are going to go over to this page in a minute, the testing ads in ChatGPT. Here are the brands bringing ads to ChatGPT, and the free lunch is over. ChatGPT officially starts showing ads to millions of users. So let's go over what ChatGPT is telling us. OpenAI has started testing ads in ChatGPT for logged-in adult users on the free tier and also the new lower-cost Go plan, mainly in the United States. These ads are clearly labeled as sponsored and appear below the assistant's responses. They separate from ChatGPT's actual answers. A quick note, I'm going to hop over to a chat. I did try this earlier. I entered a chat because I was looking for some destination advice for my husband and I and our friend couple to go somewhere. And I was just like, hey, it's for travel. I didn't get an ad. So you may not see these, and this might become evident as to why, because it's not necessarily like everybody, like Travelocity or TripAdvisor or Expedia are all advertising on here yet. Coming soon, most likely. All right. Advertisers cannot see your chats, names, emails, or precise personal info, only overall metrics like how many people clicked or viewed an ad. They also don't influence the AI's actual responses or make the model biased toward advertisers. Again, this is based on what OpenAI has declared. Ads won't appear for accounts identified as under 18, and they don't show up around sensitive topics like health, politics, or mental health. How they might be chosen initially based on the topic of your conversation, and if you have personalization on your recent chats and past ad interactions or memories. There are controls and settings where you can turn this off. I'm actually going to demonstrate that quickly. So I'm going to click over on my account and on personalization. And if we go over to ads controls. So here, I don't have any ad history, but if I do, I could go back here and see ads. I think that's kind of interesting. I don't know how many of us have maybe like, oh, I did see an ad. I kind of wish I could see that again because I'm interested in buying that now. I usually do it on my phone where I'm going to open an ad in my Chrome browser on my phone, and then I just keep that tab open in case. That's actually how I bought the eyelashes I'm currently wearing. They're magnetic ones, but ad history will show up here. Interests. So as you interact and give feedback on ads, your interests will be saved here. So again, I haven't stockpiled this yet. You can delete ads data. So you can clear all ads history and interest data. This won't affect your chats. For an end user, this might be advantageous to do. For someone who's a marketer, we don't want people to do this, obviously, because we want to build off of this as advertisers. But notice here's what it has as well. Ads personalization. You can personalize the ads. Use your ads history, interest in past and current chats, including model responses to make the ads you see more relevant. That's toggled on for me right now. So I'm automatically opted on to personalize ads. Past chats and memory. Use past chats and memory to make the ads you see more relevant. Your chats and memories are never shared with advertisers. So those are toggles that people can switch on and off. History and interests are going to build naturally based on how they do interact with ads. And of course, they can delete all that as well. So they do give the end user some options there. So your options as a free user: continue with ads. This gives you broader access and higher usage limits on the free tier. Interesting. This is what I wanted to see. Ads free on the ChatGPT free plan. If you're on the free plan but prefer not to see ads, you can switch to an ads-free experience. This removes ads but comes with lower usage limits and reduced feature access. For example, fewer messages and no access to some tools like image generation or deep research. If you want an ad-free experience without the reduced free limits, you can upgrade to Plus or Pro. Wow. Ads and ad-free controls may only appear in regions where ads are being tested. If you're not eligible for the ads test, you might not see these options. That was interesting. So you could stay on a free plan, but they have an option to go to a ads free, but that's going to lower your usage limits. So in order to keep your same usage limits as a free user, you would need to still see the ads. Upgrade to a paid plan, Plus, Pro, etc. These are ad-free by default and keep ads completely off. So who is affected now? From a marketer standpoint, this is important for you as well. Free and Go plan users in the US are the first group seeing ads. Plus, Pro, Business, Enterprise, and Education plans aren't seeing ads. Testing may expand to more regions or accounts over time. Will expand. Now that we've asked ChatGPT directly, let's go look at what OpenAI is actually saying. So I'm going to go over here to the testing ads in ChatGPT. This is, again, posted on their website on openai.com. So ads that support free access and don't change ChatGPT answers. So they're very much emphasizing that ads that come up based on what you're talking about to ChatGPT are not going to impact your results. They really go in here into mission alignment. I'll share this link in the show notes. Answer independence. They want to be emphatic about that. Conversation privacy. Ads are designed to respect your privacy. Advertisers do not have access to your chats, chat history, memories, or personal details. For the era of people who I do believe that we are being recorded by our phones because it's, sorry, y'all, I know algorithm is strong and cookies and everything like that. There's just too many times that I've been having a conversation, I've never looked something up, and then it randomly shows up in my feed. So during our test, we will not show ads in accounts where the user tells us or we predict that they are under 18. Ads are not eligible to appear near sensitive or regulated topics like health, mental health, or politics. All right, so it's going more in that choice and control. It shows you how to get into your settings. Long-term value. People often use ChatGPT when they're actively exploring options, comparing ideas, or working toward a decision. In those moments, it's going to be interesting for me, and I think for you marketers, and I'd love to hear those of you who are using ChatGPT, particularly if you're using the free version, because, hey, let's face it, we all work for lean teams. People don't want to pay for that stuff. So a lot of you probably are using the free version. I'm going to be curious how often, as you're shaping your content or researching topics and things like that, as you're informing that history, what kind of ads you're going to see. And it's very much going to depend on how you're doing your research and on what industry you work in. I'm curious about that. What's next? Our focus with this test is learning. Okay. If you're a business and interested in advertising in ChatGPT, let's go check that out because, this would be where some of you might be like, hey, I am interested. So again, I'll share this link in the show notes at openai.com/advertisers. If you're interested, sign up to stay informed. They're going to ask you first, last name, email, job title, company name, company website, country where your business is headquartered, countries where you're interested in advertising, and what best describes your business. Notice that they're not asking about budget here, and I think that's interesting, and here's why. I'm going to hop over to a great article that was put out by ALMcorp.com, their digital marketing news for February. And they do some good coverage here for the ChatGPT advertising launch. So they talk about how it rolled out on February 9th. The ChatGPT advertising program launched exclusively for U.S. users on the free and Go subscription tiers. All right, this is what's interesting. The initial pricing structure positions ChatGPT ads as premium inventory with reported costs of approximately $60 per 1,000 impressions, CPM, roughly 3 times higher than typical meta advertising rates. So those of us who have ever advertised, done paid social on Meta, Facebook, Instagram, even WhatsApp, and now Threads is available. We know Meta to be fairly inexpensive, especially on Facebook. And if I'm just thinking, LinkedIn is one that's really expensive. Meta is pretty affordable based on how well you're structuring your ads and your targeting and such. If this is 3 times higher than Meta, that's pretty interesting. What I would like to see, and this will become more evident as they continue to test this out and as research is done, I would like to see how this compares, though, to 2 things. To Google search ads, so Google ads, or to TikTok ads. mostly because so many people, particularly Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and things like that, and even millennials, have historically not only used Google search, but also TikTok to search for things. So I'm going to be way more interested to see how does this compare to Google ads cost, especially the CPM, as well as TikTok ads. Launch partners for the advertising program include major brands such as Target, Adobe, Audible, and several others who committed to testing the platform during its initial phase. These advertisers reportedly agreed to minimum spending commitments in the range of $1 million to participate in the pilot program. That's why I thought it was a little interesting. I'd seen this news, shared it actually yesterday on my Boss Level Monday. That's free on my channel as a little kind of sneak peek, freebie episode. I was wondering about this, and that's why I was like, they're not asking about your budget or your revenue, your company's revenue or anything in the interest form. Limited data and attribution challenges. One of the most significant limitations of the advertising platform is the restricted performance data available to advertisers. According to early reports, advertisers receive only high-level reporting metrics such as total impressions and clicks, with no visibility into downstream actions like purchases, signups, or other conversions. So no conversion tags that you can set up, which you can do on other advertising platforms. This limitation creates challenges for performance marketing teams accustomed to detailed attribution and optimization capabilities, particularly if you're spending that high amount. I get wanting to be kind of the first out in the platform and things like that, but I think it's wild that they're like, yeah, but you can't see much. So they'll appear contextually in the conversation at the bottom, apparently. And obviously Google executives publicly stated they do not expect ads to appear in Gemini during 2026, emphasizing trust and functionality. Again, I would really be curious how the advertising costs for this compared to Google ads. So now that we know that Target, Adobe, and Audible, you know what, let's go play around with this a little bit. I'm going to open a new chat. I'm looking at investing in in one design program only. Right now, and this is all true, right now I pay for a Canva Pro license and Adobe Creative Cloud. So I'm just going to ask it what it thinks. Again, if Adobe's out there, I'm kind of just trying to test the waters and see if it does it. Obviously, and I don't talk to ChatGPT a ton, so I'm probably a terrible use case for this. Okay, so this is interesting. I am not seeing any ads. Okay, and again, not surprising. Y'all, you can see my chat history on the left. It's not that much. Again, no ad is present, but it's being pretty open about the subscription cost for Adobe Creative Cloud. For those of you who are looking at advertising on ChatGPT, you're probably not able to do it right now. You certainly can go fill out the interest form if you want to keep that on your radar. If you're not keeping an eye on your search traffic via Google Analytics or GA4, but also something like Ahrefs, you should be doing that because it can give you some insights onto how much search traffic you're getting from LLMs and chats, AI chats that people are using, particularly ChatGPT. And if you're not looking at that, you definitely want to be because it's impacting your search because it is what people are using. So with that, let me know, are you interested in advertising on ChatGPT? Are you interested in potentially looking at that, considering what we know today? Are you just kind of wait and see? And I would love to find out if you do run across an ad, share it, in the comments. Let us know what your experience was like so we can all be like, okay, what did this look like? I'm imagining it's probably going to have like a border on its own. So it's very distinctive, like saying this is separate from your chat results. Also, it's probably going to be below the fold here where it's not going to be above where I can copy or thumbs up or things like that. I imagine it'll have its own little widget right here. But we need to find out. So do share with the class. And if I encounter it, I'll try to play around with ChatGPT a little bit more in the future here. But as I encounter it, I'll let you know what I find too. Thanks. If you found this helpful, well, tell ChatGPT that you liked it and where you got it from. Thanks so much. Talk to y'all soon. Bye. You're still here? It's over. But you should hit like on this video before you head out and subscribe if you want to get more videos that'll help you realize how much more there is to marketing. See what I did there?